Hey everybody, it's your buddy Eric, and let's go over this weekend's Doomsday deck list. Not much actually, there's only three, and only three because I knew my own deck list and I didn't get top 32. So actually, if you are playing Doomsday in the weekend challenges and don't hit top 32, send me your list anyway, I'll throw it into the data, because I think it's worth looking at, maybe you had bum luck, maybe you had something that was really good but didn't get anywhere, it's still worth looking at the deck list. So unfortunately Wizards only post top 32, but yeah, including myself as a little, privileged, I guess, or whatever. But I have my deck list. If you have yours, please send it along. Anywho's, nothing really special about the core this week. Everything is pretty much standard. 57, only a little bit of differences in that, which we'll get over. Sideboard, really different, mostly because of my little changes that I stole. But Fatal Push at 2 and Steel Sabotage at 2. Really, you'll see why it's only at 2, but goodness, the amount of shops we saw this weekend was wild. Shops was just dominating, Golos shops especially. And not even really any Bazaar decks to worry about. Fatal Push obviously being better for the Revokers and any of the bug creatures, but it's not really much else we can say about that. The main differences are only really in the Watery Grave fetchland situation, which, who can fault anyone for anything at this point for doing these. Portent and Treasure Cruise, it's your choice. And then Force of Negation or Pact of Negation I tried, which is interesting, especially against the bug and actually, I liked it for the potential. It never actually came up, but the potential against shops with, because you take off Flusterstorm against shops, but I still always would feel like my piles would be a little lacking of something. And so if there was the case of I was going to get Archive Trapped, having the Pact of Negation was really nice for that situation. Didn't come up. But I did actually build some piles where it would have, if they had it, I would have been able to win because of the Pact Negation. Whereas I would have sided out Flusterstorm anyway because it's just not good against shops. So never really mattered, but it was interesting, and I'm pretty happy with the Pact. It feels good. It feels really powerful. Now, if we look at the sideboards this week, really Max Magicer. Magicer, and INF are on very respectable, but very standard list on the ley lines. I can't imagine they were very necessary for them because it's just, I think there was like 2 Bazaar decks on the Sundays, and yeah, just not really much of a showing. I mean, it can have some other showings, but really, we wouldn't use it, and there's no point, especially since we don't have any pitch cards for black. So it feels a little bad. Surgical, I didn't actually side in, but that was my, my call. I have tried the Null Rod plan. It's pretty good. I like it. I respect the Null Rod a lot now. I was definitely questioning it because we usually try to win with, Black Lotus piles, but they kind of me when, if you're casting Null Rod, you have the mana very likely to be able to cast or to draw another land into playing, for, those piles. So you just don't use Lotus. And it's one of, so, it doesn't really like that. Some people do play 2, but I think I like the one of right now. Instead of the Steel Sabotage, I was actually on the Force Negation. Talked about this last week with the Jig is Always Up's pile. And that was basically the main differences. I had 3 Force of Negation for shops. Problem being is that I ended up drawing too much shops hate in my shops matchup. I didn't actually draw a way to win. I countered their stuff, and then I didn't hit any draw spells, and they just eventually hit something and won. So it was a bit of a bummer, but I definitely can respect it. Opposition Agent being back in Max Magic's list is interesting for sure because, people have been down on it recently, but I can respect it, especially all the Urza Saga decks, which I think is really where Vintage is trending right now. It's nothing big for me to say that, but it's Saga decks are all over the place. Saga is really running the format, and either we're going to keep adapting to it, or who knows, maybe Wizards will actually restrict it. I don't know if it's that bad, but it is kind of boring how much Urza Saga is seen in the format. I mean, I think I said this last time, but like you can just throw four of them anywhere. I didn't actually get around to playing that league, but I could just do a Doomsday League with four of that, and I might just win a game or two with Urza Saka's constructs because it's just a ridiculously powerful card. So that all said, I mean, yes, it would be a meme to play Doomsday with Saga, Urza Saga, but, it's just a ridiculously powerful card, and until then, we'll just have to keep in the artifact hate, and Graveyard will be down until maybe someone, really starts getting with shop sticks, or the meta just shifts again. Anyway, best of luck to everyone playing this weekend, and I'll see you around.